the way we view time heavily influences how we view productivity. Hi guys, it's been such a long time since I uploaded, and I just want to say that I miss you guys a lot, and I'm really glad to be starting this YouTube channel again. And hello if you're new, and hi if you've been staying in this channel for a while. This video is gonna be about slightly a catch-up session on why I haven't been like uploading a lot, but also since it's December and like New Year's resolution, so I want to talk about how we can start over and how we're so afraid to start over and that it's okay to start from scratch. Actually, I advise you to start from scratch like 100 times. Like start over again and again if you need to. So the question is, why do we fear or procrastinate in making a change in our lives? Why do we have those feelings and end up engaging in self-destructive behavior or self-sabotaging ourselves? So I wanna tell you guys a story on why we could stay in a rut or why we could place ourselves in unsatisfactory conditions, although knowing that there are better options out there. I want to tell you guys that I had a history of phone addiction. I mean, who doesn't? But I noticed a pattern that whenever I engage in my phone addiction, whenever I scroll, it wasn't out of just pleasure or leisure or I just want to engage in such content, but I use it as an escape whenever I feel anxious, whenever I feel guilty, whenever there's something that I want to run away from and I don't want to think about it. And I realized that a lot of the times that I tend to scroll through my phone was from guilt. And when I notice that I'm feeling guilt and when I'm ashamed of myself, for example, I did a mistake somewhere, I did something I regretted, I did something like shameful or something like that, I have a tendency to look at my phone and scroll just so that I could escape from those feelings. So I used it as a leeway to escape from unwanted feelings. And that had significant repercussions on my life. Like, I procrastinated, there's like sleep procrastination, and I delayed my work. And there's a lot of the things involving guilt and high expectations of myself. I want to explain how I got out of my phone addiction and how there's actually a way and a sequential process when it comes to breaking the cycle of phone addiction and habits, overcoming bad habits. And I'm gonna show you like the steps that I took to overcome it. First and foremost, I wanna tell you guys how ridiculous my habit is, my bad habit is, because without realizing, I scrolled through my phone for like 10 minutes and then I felt guilty. Oh my god, I wasted 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna continue scrolling because I feel guilty now. And then it turns it into a cycle like so it's starting from 10 minutes and then into 1 hour and then into 5 hours. It's like the analogy that you accidentally spilled water, but then you said, "Oh well, I already spilled water, might as well spill the whole cup." See, like it that analogy made it sound so ridiculous because it is. Like I noticed that I was going through this destructive process with my thoughts. And so one of the main factors that helped me overcome it is this phrase, body over mind. So a lot of the times I procrastinate or I engage in these bad habits or when I want to start something new and I keep postponing it, a lot of the reason is on the mind, like whether it's on guilt or whether I have too much planning or I'm too stressed, overwhelmed, no time. A lot of that is in how I talk to myself. But then when I just initiate it, like just because I want to, I was able to do it. It's like the analogy of working out. Like when you already said to yourself that you're going to work out for an hour today, and then midway, you're like feeling so tired, and then your mind is like constantly saying to you that, oh my god, like I don't think you could make it. I think you're gonna quit. Like you're so tired. But then your body keeps moving, right? Like as long as your body keeps moving, you're doing what your mind is telling you to not do. Wait, is telling you not to do. So that's the perfect example that our body has control over our mind. Like our body can dominate the way we act and the way we behave and the way we see life. Interestingly, because when we say to our minds like, no, like I already committed to myself that I'm gonna work out for an hour today, I'm going to make it. And I can do it like modifying the workouts, modifying the intensity, but I'm not going to stop. As long as I keep moving, I'm making progress. And because of that, that makes us like overcome our negative thoughts. And from that, we can move from it. So it's so wondrous that our minds could have so much impact to how we behave if we just start doing rather than thinking. Okay, but that's with a warning. I'm telling this to you guys because I actually experienced this myself. It was a while back, like when I was like I had made a mistake in my schoolwork, in my campus work. I'm in university now. What? Um, I made a mistake, and then I did this one task, and I did it for like an hour and 30 minutes. But then I soon realized that I should not have done that task, and that was not my responsibility. And so technically, I wasted an hour and 30 minutes of my day doing work that isn't going to be used. So it's like useless. And I ended up like wasting my time. And usually, if I if I like came back to my bad habits, usually I would feel guilty of myself. Like, oh, I already wasted my time. Might as well waste more time because I feel guilty of myself and I want to escape from this feeling. But then something's different here. Like, I admitted and acknowledged that I felt guilty. Like, okay, Anra, I sat down with myself, although it's uncomfortable. But sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes we gotta have those moments. I sat with myself, and I know that I did something wrong. I know that I did waste my time, and I'm not gonna sugarcoat it, and I'm not gonna escape from it because I know that I have like a tight deadline here. So I need to stop doing this. I need to stop like procrastinating and wasting my time. And so I said to myself like, okay, but what about now? Are you going to waste your time? Like, am I wasting my time right now just thinking? And like that made me think. Of course, that made me think. Like when I thought about like that school, when I thought about like how much I wasted my time, like an hour and 30 minutes. Okay, and then I did like this reverse technique, and said, okay, at least it's not wasting 5 hours of your time. Like at least I didn't use that 1 hour and 30 minutes, say, for engaging in things that I don't value or things that isn't aligned with my like religious values. At least I did it with something that I know was right, and that shifted my perspective. And that because of that, like I didn't engage in procrastination or scrolling, but rather my body decided to take control over that experience. And I said no to my mind, like, okay, Anna, I know you have a tendency to scroll right now, but no, you're in a tight deadline and you have to move. So I actually did go out of the rut. I did go out of like the overthinking, and I just came out of it. Like I ended up like doing more productive work like outside of that. And that moves on to my second point, that the way we view our experiences influence so much of how we behave and treat ourselves and see ourselves. Actually, this is from the book The Courage to Be Disliked. I forgot the author. This is the author. And it's based on Adlerian psychology and also a part of like humanistic psychology that describes that the past doesn't define us, but it's the way we give meaning to our past that defines us. So again, it's shifting the attention to our capabilities and to the way we construct and engage in our free will. This is relating to how I view time. Like the way we view time heavily influences how we view productivity, because in my bad habit and in my like toxic productivity and all that stuff, I view time as an asset. Like I view time as something that I couldn't miss out on, and something that is structured, systemized, and I need to make the most out of it. Like I'm prioritizing like efficiency, and then effectivity, productivity in my time. So like I cannot engage in like any time where I'm like wasting. I cannot engage in any activities that will lead me to waste my time. And you can see where this is going. Like because of that, whenever I did end up wasting my time, I would have like a spiral of self-hatred, and that led me to procrastinate and scroll even more. But interestingly, when I shifted that perspective, and when I tried, and when I acknowledged that I cannot control time, and when I surrendered the concept of time to Allah and to Allah's plan, like I see life and I see how I do things in a bigger narrative, in a broader perspective. Like I don't see it as wasting my time, but I see it as Allah's plan. It was already written by Allah that I was meant to go through that, because maybe there was something bad that could happen if I didn't do it, if I didn't waste my time. And maybe it was Allah's wisdom to teach me something, that I needed to be more careful in my work. I needed to pay careful attention to my work, to my time. So I take it as a learning experience rather than a means of degrading myself and torturing myself because I didn't do well. From that, I view time as more flexible. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this, but if I ended up not doing it, or if it got extended, it's okay because it's a part of Allah's plan, and I'm admitting the unpredictability of time. Shifting our perspective of time really influences the way we go about our day. Like if we view time as efficiency, productivity, we're gonna go through our day rigidly. But if we view it as like a way to make the most of our life, to enjoy it, and to just surrender to it, we go through our day with more ease and trust to Allah. Because if we're relying on ourselves and carrying out everything that we want to do in the day, like we can't really trust or rely on ourselves, because everything that we do is made by the will of Allah. There's ants. Sorry. Intermission. Okay. So, now that we've acknowledged and redeemed ourselves, what do we do next? That moves on to my third point on expectations. Be action oriented and not expectation oriented. That that's somewhat similar to the first point actually, but the difference is that most of the time we procrastinate or we engage in like scrolling and those stuff is because we have expectations for ourselves that is pressuring us to do something, and that's making us stressed, and we don't like stress. So that's why we often end up overthinking. So the thing that shifted my mind is that we shift our focus to the present. When you're like being intentional in the present day, it really keeps you aware and keeps you on your toes, because you constantly think that, okay, what can I do now? How can I react now? How can I like improve this? So it's about your abilities rather than your missed expectations. For those of you who are in a rut, if you're like not in a good condition right now, it's not forever that you're gonna be like this. So it's like a reassurance. It's reassuring to know that we can change our situations and that it's possible to make a change in our lives. It's about autonomy, like how we choose to live our lives. We have the choice to choose a better life. From those small actions, small positive differences, it does make a count. So when we go out of our thinking and engage in like action and then overcome our high expectations of ourselves and surrendering to Allah, giving a different and more positive meaning to time, we can be empowered by time rather than be constrained by time. So that's my video for today. I hope you guys benefit. Oh my god, that's like the usual motto. That's the usual phrase afterwards. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Let me know, comment, subscribe. I'm Anara and I'm signing out. Bye.